Oh, wow.
That's so cute.
Represent.
You're wearing green too.
Okay, now we will move to item 6, which is the student representatives report. Mr. Veer Patel, senior, and junior, Mr. Raheem Hashim. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. And get right into things. We've had a really great start to the school year. Everything's going pretty darn smoothly, and we have a lot of things planned for the rest of the year, and we've brought back all these things that I have to say that I and many other peers have taken for granted. With pep rally and homecoming becoming a thing again, it just makes me realize that for not having had these things for 2 years, especially like homecoming, it's really like a wake-up call to cherish these experiences, because you only get to go through high school once. And on that note, we have our pep rally planned for Thursday on the 20th, and we have homecoming planned for the 21st. And we also have clubs such as FBLA and HOSA. There's many others that the school offers, but there is a huge number of participation. I remember FBLA had their meeting today, and they had so many people that not only was F100 full, there were people standing in the room. There's so many people who are excited to get involved in extracurriculars, and it's really amazing. We're seeing, so because of COVID, we saw a dip in participation in extracurriculars through, be it sports and such. But I've noticed that there's been a resurgence because people are just ready to get back into things. We're also having fall sports going pretty smoothly. The football team is having a pretty darn good season. We have the game against Sayreville, and we also after that have our homecoming game against New Brunswick, and we're looking like we could go to the playoffs. And to that I have to say, go Peeway. And we also have Spirit Week coming up. Mentioning the activities that the school is offering, one of the unique experiences that we offer is student exchanges and trips. And one of these trips that I also saw was on the agenda for today was the Quebec trip, which is planned for February. I also believe that Rahim's going to talk about the Barcelona trip. There is also, I also knew there's development with the situation with Sodexo and changing the food. So they've increased food options, and I've personally seen this. I know again Rahim's going to be talking about this, but one of the more notable things is they've installed new ovens, which I've heard through so many people that the new ovens have completely transformed the taste of the fries. They absolutely adore them, because they were not allowed to have fryers, and ever since then they either came out too stiff or too soggy. But now, I don't know what magic it is, but it's good. They've also been offering more vegetarian options, including vegetarian chicken nuggets. We've also had the PSATs happen recently, which I was not part of. Ron was. He can let you know how that went. But I did have a senior orientation, and we talked about cords, gowns, preparing for graduation, which is somehow happening already. I'm already a senior, and it feels like we're going straight to the end. And we also talked about parking permits, and there was also a presentation about Planned Parenthood and making smart choices for the future as we're young adults. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that there has been recently, it's come to my attention, I found it really interesting, and maybe some of you will too, but the Piscataway High School chapter of the Science National Honor Society is actually having a community service event where they're actually doing something about the lanternfly problem. So around the area at Piscataway High School, there's, with Green Acres and around the campus, there's a lot of trees of haven, which is basically what these invasive species like to nest on and breed before spreading to other trees. And the lanternflies, well, not only just being like a common nuisance, they also cause a lot of destruction to trees and property. And they also cause a lot of agricultural damage. So there's actually, they've invited guest speaker affiliated with Rutgers, and they're also planning on making like traps, designing traps from scratch and making these and hanging these up. And this should be happening pretty soon. And so, yeah, I just want to sum this all up by saying that, again, we have so many things planned, and although it seems chaotic, it's a chaos that feels welcomed, if that makes sense. Would you like to take the wheel?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Veer. Good evening, everyone. It's great being here today. I hope you're all doing well. And like Veer mentioned, there's a lot going on at the high school currently, especially since it's October, like the beginning of the school year. Like Veer mentioned, next week is Spirit Week. We probably can't top Eisenhower Spirit Week and Respect Week, but
Certainly not.
certainly not. But we've got a lot going on. Because we have hallway decor as well. This year's theme is like 2000s movies, so like the entire hallway connecting the two buildings is gonna be decked out with different types of movies. Our pep rally is obviously next Thursday, hopefully if there's no rain. So yeah, students are excited for that, and the homecoming football game is on next Friday, and homecoming is on next Saturday. And I know part of student government, we're very busy planning that, and it's great. It's great doing that, especially after like 3 years of it not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I know last time I mentioned that we had the club fair coming up, so that happened, and like many students learned a lot, especially the underclassmen, like the freshmen and sophomores too. They learned a lot about all the clubs that PHS has to offer, and there's a lot of student involvement in clubs this year. I've personally seen it in the clubs I'm in, and also there's new clubs starting up. We have the Culinary Arts Club that's just starting up, and I think that's going to really benefit the school, the Black Student Coalition, Public Forum Club, so just a lot going on so that students can really excel. So yeah, it's been great to see all of those up and running. And FBLA is hosting their annual Haunted High for the community on the 28th of October. And obviously all profits go to the March of Zion charity, as they always do. And this, like all clubs can participate in, they all have their own room, and it's fun for the entire community, so it's great. And the Barcelona exchange trip students started getting registered for that trip, and the French trip to Quebec is also scheduled for February, so everyone's like starting to pay for those and get registered. And I know last time Ms. Cardino asked if the Italian classes are doing anything. They don't have anything major planned for this year, but last year they did have the trip to Little Italy, New York, so the Italian teacher said they might do that this year. They're looking into it. And yes, obviously freshmen, sophomores, and juniors took the PSATs yesterday. They weren't too bad, but I know the juniors expressed their appreciation that the high school is actually offering them, because I know many schools don't.
Yeah.
And it's valuable because we can actually learn what we really need to prepare, so that's been great. And so those services have been great this year. From what I've heard no concerns. I know we have like the a la carte items, so those have been great. And then also the halal lunch options have been amazing. I'm in the Muslim Student Association board, and I talked to a lot of students there, and also like towards like the entire community of school, and they love the inclusion. There's so many different options every single day. I'm pretty sure it's getting sold out every day, so it's been great.
Yeah.
And I know the intermediate schools, like my little sister, she also has them, so she's loved that. But yeah, that's been it. The school's been busy, but yeah, it's been great, like Veer mentioned. Thank you.
I wanted to quickly mention, not to steal your thunder, but one of the most notable things that's happened that I personally think is really amazing is the college counseling department at the high school. With personally, with like deadlines coming up, there's also, as people are starting to like get ready for what's after high school, I have to say that so the college counseling department and the role of that, specifically Ms. Chalakos has played since my junior year has been amazing, and they've really gone they've gone all out. They're offering office hours, they're offering one-on-one meetings. There's so much information being pumped out about financial aid, different colleges. We have in school college admissions officers who come and visit, and these are really unique experiences that aren't really offered anywhere else. And it's really setting people up for future after college, whether it be, after high school, whether it be college or doing a trade or self-employment. So I just have to say that they are crushing it there, and I just want to leave on that note.
Yeah.
Well, it's really great to hear all of the fantastic things happening out at the high school, in between eating those great fries. And so there's a lot, and really appreciate you giving us an update on all those things. Anybody have any comments, questions?
I had a thought. You're talking about the lantern flies,
Right.
which is a nuisance to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think as you're having somebody come in and teach you how to make these traps, maybe if you guys can turn key, make one of these videos that these, and then share it with the community, because I know that's really something that we are all struggling with.
Yeah.
So, figuring out how to do it and then sharing it so everyone else, we can combat this problem together. So I think that's, exciting to hear about that. Thanks for checking into the, Italian club for me. The homecoming is a dance, correct?
Yeah.
Saturday's
right.
the day.
All right, I'm just checking that. I did ask my senior, but as you can imagine, I'm getting spotty
Right,
information.
Pep rally's Thursday, the
So-
homecoming
Well-
festivities are Friday, and the homecoming dance is Saturday.
So, I personally know on my end, we're both being in band. We can't go to homecoming anyways, so, yeah.
Don't make excuses. You are sharing information in which I am not getting, but, that is okay.
There's a lot planned for that week,
Yeah.
with the homecoming game, homecoming dance, with
Spirit
pep
Days.
rally, Spirit Week. It's very busy. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sounds like you're having fun.
How have band competitions been? Because I haven't really, I know that the march band's no longer at US Bands and there wasn't a festival, so I'm
they
curious
left
as to what's happening
They
with that.
left U.S. bands to join the Commandant bands or something like that. I forgot what it was called. But so we haven't had a Super Chief Festival this year, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it
But
is.
with the new competitions, it feels kind of smooth. Like it just feels like we've made a pretty smooth transition, because a lot of other bands also left U.S.
Oh,
bands.
wow,
So
okay.
we still have some competitions that have stayed the same, whether it be West Orange or JP Stevens. So, yeah.
Okay.
As for like the band's performance,
Yeah.
we actually commissioned our own show this year, so it's
That's
completely
awesome.
original music and drill, and it's really. Oh, have you been to a show?
I haven't yet,
No?
so.
You should come sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monroe is this weekend. It's a little far.
Yeah.
But
I
it's a
would
little
really
far.
want to, I wish there was the Super Chief Festival. That's like such a tradition. So
Yeah.
hopefully next year.
I think it may take a couple of years maybe
To
to
get
build
that
back
back.
in, but they'll get there.
I
you
hope
know.
so.
They'll get there. I know Emma was disappointed that
Yeah.
senior year there was no festival, but
Always
you
the
know,
best.
life is about dealing with adversity and adapting to change, things that are like
That's
beyond
right.
your control. This is life. And I also wanted to talk to you about the food,
I'm just
because I got
wondering.
very good feedback from my son about how there's a different type of lunch now you can get. Is it like a what's the word? Like
A la
a
carte? A la
like
carte?
a supreme lunch or something, like you can.
A la carte.
Premium?
A
Yeah,
la carte?
premium
Panini
lunch or
bread,
something.
yeah.
He says the food is so
Oh,
good.
Right, they have a panini.
He, yeah, some premium, lunch, and he said it is so good.
Wow,
And
that's good.
I was like, school lunch? Came home and said it was really good,
They've
so.
upped the ante. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's pretty good.
I know on my end I'm getting good feedback, so it's nice to know that you're getting, good feedback, because that's all about, you guys advocating and asking, for change, and that's how change happens. So, thank you for your service.
On the spotted lanternfly, this time last year, and I can put you in touch with them, a local Girl Scout group put posters together and actually asked the public to attend, and it was down in Johnson Park, and learned a lot about the spotted lanternfly. But if you contact me, I can give you that contact.
Sure, that sounds. That just like with It feels like, so this is just more of a first step, with
Mhm.
the Piscataway High School community. Obviously, this is a larger problem than just Piscataway High School.
Mhm.
They're all over the place, and so it would be great to get more community involvement.
I think the community would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only step on so many.
Is there gonna be like
That's
a
me.
public
No,
event
that's
for
not
that?
me.
Like,
Yeah.
is there
Um,
something in the future that?
Currently, there are no plans for it, but, so obviously that can be like drawn up and created later.
Yeah,
But
that'd
for
be really
now,
cool.
it's just like a Piscataway High School thing.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Yes.
for Comments or questions?
About the food, I
Okay.
mean, kudos to Sodesco for listening, and I am
Mhm.
so excited about the vegetarian and halal options.
Yeah.
I know I've been hearing a lot about the meatball sub. There's a halal meatball sub, and I want to try it. So-
Definitely. Now, you gentlemen are very motivated, highly motivated, supportive, and all these things are going on. That's true. My daughter's very active. She's actually going on the Quebec trip. Planned Parenthood, she's been coming home with all these informational facts and challenging me all the time. So wait a minute, where'd you get that information from? So I see that. So how are all these things advocated to the rest of the student body? Because this is wonderful news, but sometimes we're like, well, how do we know what's effective? So only you guys can tell me. How is it actually advocated? Like, how do you know about all these programs?
Well, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, okay, so for first of all, our like main form of communication is probably Schoology.
Yeah.
So like Mr. Irvando's really on top of posting whenever we request something for our clubs, like that's how the message gets out. And obviously like clubs have their own social medias and stuff where students check. And then also this year we've been doing it more often, morning announcements during homeroom,
Right.
using the PA system with students. So just ask Mr. Balisano, get approval, and that's been great because like that's like the time to get the information out. So yeah. And they have to hear it. They're required to. So.
There's also obviously the posters, which all clubs hang around schools, and there's as Ram said, there's constantly messages about different clubs, different informational, and there's also it's separated, so it isn't just like information just being chucked at your face from all sorts of places. So there's also like class-specific Schoology groups
Yeah.
that people are part of. So you receive information for just your class. You also have counseling groups. So if you're, so at certain points, I believe it's all upperclassmen, they have like a college counseling Schoology group where they receive messages about scholarships, aids, and college visits. And there's obviously, so on the note of, on that point of college counseling, there's also meetings and office hours that are being hosted, and there's also announcements over the loudspeakers beginning at the end of the day. But yeah, information is being spread out. The information that we were talking about earlier with parking permits, graduation, and Planned Parenthood would happen in the senior orientation, which is because seniors didn't take the PSAT, because only juniors and underclassmen take the PSAT. Seniors came late that day and had the presentation about that information. But yeah,
Also pushing out information, especially in the career and college area. They put a newsletter out every month.
Right.
And in that newsletter, and it goes to Schoology and to parents, and that newsletter is different sections for students and families who are interested in different facets of post-secondary education or trades or military, college visits coming up, career and technical education visits coming up, military things. So it's all inclusive, and they do a really nice job with that. So they push that out to families once a month, and they also push it out in Schoology to the students.
No, definitely, thank you, and kudos to Dr. Manelli, because he saw a glitch last year in college recruiting and trying to get scholarships and all those things, and he made a huge change.
oh yeah.
Yes, and I know you see it, you ripped it.
Yeah, I see it.
So again, kudos to Dr. Manelli for that and his staff, because that was a tremendous change. That's going to benefit all our learners. So again, gentlemen, thank you, awesome.
You guys, good job, really. Right.
All right, well, as usual, you're welcome to stay, but you mentioned SATs, and you're a junior and you're a senior, so you're welcome to go home and study for your SATs, or you can stay. Right? Up to you, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that report.
Nice job, gentlemen.
Nice
Thank
job
you.
with you. The next item on the agenda is the President's Report, and three things. First is that I'm proud to announce that our district has once again been selected by Niche.com as one of the best school districts in New Jersey. Piscataway got an overall grade of A and grabbed the number 68 spot in the 2023 poll, up from number 113 in 2022. Furthermore, Piscataway also ranks as the number 14 most diverse school district in New Jersey, number 19 amongst the best districts for athletes in New Jersey, and number 8 among the best districts in Middlesex County. Niche is one of the leading web resources for information about school districts, colleges, and communities, and ranks nearly 100,000 schools districts across the country. Second, congratulations to Piscataway High School junior Tyler Tran, who is one of just 369 students worldwide to complete the Advanced Placement Computer Science A exam without getting a single question wrong. The perfect score is a testament to Tyler's hard work and dedication, as well as to his teacher, Brinder Soin, and to the entire computer science department at Piscataway High School. Tyler plans to major in computer science in college, and this accomplishment has boosted his confidence and can help open the door to a great many new opportunities. Lastly, third, I recently had the pleasure to meet with members of the Piscataway High School 1972 championship football team, who came back to celebrate the 50th anniversary of that historic season. We honored members of the Mid-State Conference Championship team at halftime of the Chiefs game against Old Bridge on September 30th. Earlier that day, Principal Chris Baldessamo and I gave them a tour of the high school building, which has changed immensely since they were students. It is important to maintain that connection between the past and present to celebrate the rich history of Piscataway Township Schools. And that is my report.
All right, thank you. Quite a bit on the report tonight, so I will be as succinct as I possibly can. As always, please check out our superintendent report online in the Superintendent's Corner from our website. Highlights include our high school theater program being selected for a 4-year program with the Paperville Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey, which is a professional theater playhouse, for workshops, art festivals, performances, and it's just a great opportunity and a real honor to be chosen. They don't select a lot of schools. Also in there are family and student engagement events from Knollwood and MLK. Our annual Walk to School Day for elementary, as our students from Eisenhower spoke about. And one of our own principal, Bill Gonzalez, honored by the NAACP for his work and dedication to our community. So he will be honored tomorrow at the Spain Inn tomorrow evening, and we're really proud of him and his involvement in the community. Upcoming events include our Diwali celebration, set for tomorrow night, our high school, from 6 to 9 p.m. Thank you, Mrs. Rashid, for everything you're doing, Colleen Pongratz and your team as well. As of now, we have about 400 people already coming. So we're really proud of this event, and we know it represents our community well. Yeah, it's great. Our middle school experience night is set for Wednesday, October 19th at 6 p.m. at all 3 middle schools. So if you'd like to go to any one of them at 6 p.m., you'll be able to see the same program at all 3. They'll talk about academic opportunities for students in middle school, electives, clubs, and sports, high school preparation and transition, parent participation, and counseling